Hello everyone, this video is going to walk you through the argumentative research essay, or I'm going to refer to it as the R. So let's take a look at the prompt. So I was watching a show called Smear Conish. The guy's from Philly. I used to live in Philadelphia, so I really like to watch his show, but this came up on the screen. He was taking a poll from his audience, and he's on CNN. So which possesses a greater threat to the social fabric of the United States? Differences in race or differences in class? So this research essay is going to be, what do you think affects us more in this country? The differences in race or the differences in class? And you'll decide again which one's going to be your pro, which one's going to be your con. And all of your information for this will come from the annotated bibliography. If you haven't watched that video yet, you can do that after. And again, if you want to work in a group, you may. Up to 4 people, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can work alone, 2, 3, 4 people. The video will be here. And let's take a look. The requirements of the paper are 6 to 8 pages in length, 2,000 words. That doesn't include the works cited page. And then you need to include 8 in-text citations. Remember, you're going to have 10 sources in your annotated bibliography, but I'm going to change this. You only need 8 different sources. The annotated bibliography requires 10 sources, but of those 10, you need to cite 8 times, but only from 8 different sources. I'm okay with that. I forgot to change that for you. I'm trying to make it a little easier. All right, and then make sure that anything you use in the R comes from the annotated bibliography. And again, I'm going to state this, you may have to show me proof, a video of you recording your, here's the magazine article, here's page 37, here's the quote I used. So make sure that you keep everything together just in case I do ask you for it. Here's the databases. I also have this in the prompt for the annotated bibliography, but if you can use it here. The deadlines, this paper is due September 28th. And let's take a look about how you need to set it up. You're going to set it up very similarly to the midterm essay. So let's go there. Okay, so the formatting is, obviously you're going to have the heading, your name, my name, course, date, model A, or whatever model you choose to use. We have A, B, C, or D. Then the title of your essay will be centered. Introduction will be centered and in bold. Then give your background information, whatever you need to do. And this reminds me, if you're going to bring in racism and classism, perfect. But if you want to talk about ethnicism as well, make sure you let your readers know that there's a difference between racism and ethnicism. That's okay to include it if you want to. You don't have to. If you're not going to include ethnicism, don't even bring it in. That's okay. So you're going to give your thesis statement, and then if racism is the thread that really hurts the United States, then that's your pro. Then it would be racism, racism, racism. Do not bring in classism here. And then for the counter arguments, when you would bring in classism, and again, this can be counter argument and refuting. 1, if you need another paragraph, just add it. Counter argument and refuting 2. The same way with the pro argument. If you need a 4th, put pro argument IV for 4 for Roman numerals. And then when you're doing a counter argument, it has to be set up like this. Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. It may look strange, but that's the way I want it. So if you have 2 counter paragraphs, you will have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 listed. The paragraphs will look like this twice, okay? And let's see. I was going to have a highlight the main words here in yellow, but you don't have to. The keywords from the sheet for counter arguments, but you don't have to. But I do want them labeled like this. And then the closing paragraph, and then your works cited. So again, this is just if you're going to use model A. All right? And let me think. I want to make sure I'm saying everything good. Topic sentences need to be in yellow. The thesis needs to be in yellow. All right. Make sure that your pro arguments only talk about your pro. Give reasons why it's your pro. If race is your pro, only talk about race there. If classism is your pro, only talk about that there. And then when you bring in the opposing or the con, that's where you talk about your second choice. So again, race would be pro for me. Class would be second, or my con, that's when I would bring in it here. So again, and guys, look, just because I'm choosing race doesn't mean you need to choose race. It's whatever you find. And when you do your research for your annotated bibliography, you may change your mind. You might have started out saying race, but the more research you do, you may shift to class. All right. I give you some helpful hints for writing here, some hints for the R specifically, and then here's a video. It kind of looks similar to the formatting I just went over, but I do talk about formatting issues and MLA, so you may want to take a look at that. It's an actual paper from last semester, and she got an A on it, and she gave me permission to use it. All right, let's see. That's good, and then you're going to submit it here by Sunday, September 28th. Again, if you want to work in a group, go ahead and do here. This, I'm adding everything. No AI usage, please. You should know that. No translators, and I may ask you for proof of your written work. Okay, everybody, take care.